Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be taking a look at one of my favorite lenses, the Nikon AF-S f24-70 f2.8G lens. This was a lens of choice for professional photographers. It's one of the most versatile focal lengths in photography, but is it still worth it in 2023? Before we get into it, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to hear more of this type of content. The Nikon 24-70mm f2.8G lens has been around for about 16 years now. It has truly stood the test of time and continues to produce some amazing image quality. It was released in 2007. It was a very popular lens at the time and was sought after by professional photographers for its performance and its image quality. It was one of Nikon's sharpest and most expensive lenses. It's now out of production and has been replaced by the VR version since 2015. It was made for Nikon's full-frame cameras, but it works equally well on both full frame and crop sensor camera. On a crop sensor camera, you'll get an equivalent field of view of 36 to 105mm. It also works on Nikon's mirrorless cameras with the use of the FTZ adapter. The FTZ adapter allows you to use f-mount lenses on your mirrorless cameras. This is a more affordable option than buying the more expensive native Z lens. Although the native lenses are smaller, lighter, faster and even sharper. The 24-70mm lens is a high-quality professional standard zoom lens that covers some of the most commonly used focal length. It can be used for different types of photography. It's great for events, portraits, wedding and landscape photography. It's perfect for almost every situation. It's sharp across all focal length. It's reliable and consistently produces amazing image quality, and that's what you would expect from a professional lens. It has a minimum aperture of f22, which creates a wider depth of field where everything is in focus, and that is commonly used in landscape photography, and a maximum aperture of f2.8, which allows more light to enter the camera. This is great for shooting in low light situation. It allows you to shoot at a much faster shutter speed to avoid camera shake. An aperture of f2.8 also creates a shallow depth of field where the background is blurred. This is great for portrait photography. It allows you to separate your subject from the background while keeping your main subject in focus. It has 9 rounded diaphragm aperture blade for a smoother bokeh. Another feature of this lens is that it has a constant maximum aperture throughout its zoom range. That means the aperture size won't change when you zoom in and out, regardless of what focal length you're on. This allows you to maintain a consistent exposure and depth of field as you zoom in and out. This is not a macro lens, but it focuses very close for a standard zoom lens. You may find that with some lenses you just can't get close enough to your subject. The Nikon 24-70mm lens has a minimum focusing distance of 0.38 meters, and that's the closest distance the lens can be to the subject to achieve focus. If you get any closer, the lens won't achieve focus. The 24-70mm lens focuses fast and accurate. It even focuses fast in low light situations. It's built with Nikon's silent wave motor that enables fast, accurate and quiet focusing, and that's a great thing when you're trying not to miss an important shot. On the side of the barrel there is a focus mode that switches between autofocus and manual focus. It also features a manual focus override that allows you to adjust your focus to ensure it's where you want it to be. To override, just turn the focusing ring, which is located at the front of the lens barrel. I bought this lens back in 2017 to use with my Nikon D750. That combination produced some amazing photos. This is the non-VR version of the lens. I now use it with my Nikon Z6. When paired with a camera like the Nikon Z6 that has in-body image stabilization, the lens now becomes stabilized. That means lenses without VR are now image stabilized, which means you can shoot at a much slower shutter speed when unholding your camera, and this will result in sharper photos. It's made with nanocrystal coat. This reduces reflection, which in turn reduces ghosting and flare, which result in sharper, cleaner eye contrast photos and videos. It's weather sealed to protect against dust and moisture. The 24-70mm lens is made of metal and solidly built. The downside to this lens is that it's very bulky and heavy. It weighs about 900 grams, but even though it's heavy, it feels quite balanced and comfortable in my hand. This is an external zoom lens. That means the lens will change size when you zoom in and out. One of the reasons to get this lens is for the price. It's going for about £600 here in the UK used, and for that price you're getting a professional standard zoom lens. If you're looking for a 24-70 f2.8mm lens for your Nikon camera, this is a good option. It's not the latest lens, but it's one of the best lenses that has been made. It's a good lens to add to your arsenal, especially if you're on a budget. You get excellent landscape capability at the 24 end and wonderful portrait at the 70mm end. It's a great all-around lens. It's good for almost every situation. so it's definitely worth buying.